CNN security analyst and bin Laden expert, Peter Bergen. He's on the line from Washington. Peter, I don't know if you have any details about which of these relatives were involved in this incident, but perhaps you could tell us a little bit more about the wider bin Laden family, particularly the ones that were living in the UK.
Well, as Phil indicated, Osama bin Laden comes from a very large family. Osama's father, Mohammed bin Laden, who also, by the way, died in an air crash in 1967, leaving Osama bin Laden, fatherless at the age of 10. He had at least 20 wives and 53 kids that we know of. Bin Laden has literally hundreds of first cousins. So, it's not clear who's died in this crash. They're a very private family, but many of them have lived in the West. About a quarter of bin Laden's siblings at one point or another studied in the United States, and his oldest brother, who became the patriarch of the family after Mohammed bin Laden was killed in the air crash, also died in an air crash in a microlight accident in San Antonio, Texas in 1988. So there's been a history in the family of people dying in these kinds of accidents.
Indeed, and the Saudi ambassador sent condolences to the family in the wake of this accident. It seems that the family was certainly able to disassociate itself to some degree from obviously Osama bin Laden himself, and the family has maintained a fairly respectable profile. Is that the case?
Absolutely. In fact, they're arguably the largest construction business in the Middle East. They have actually been involved in building American bases in Saudi Arabia, after the point at which bin Laden himself turned against the United States. And if you're going to build something in Saudi Arabia, very likely you're going to have the bin Laden family build it for you. So the family rejected Osama bin Laden in 1994. He was also formally, his Saudi citizenship was formally taken away, and they cut him off from any funding from the family at that point.
Indeed.